Hi, I'm Pato from KanjiLink. In this video, I would like to explain how to make the potential form of verbs in Japanese. With this form, you will be able to say, I can do this, I know how to do this, I'm able to do this. We will start with group 1 verbs. In order to explain how to make the potential form, I will need this simplified hiragana chart. Do you remember that in order to make the polite form, we have to move up one row? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out my previous videos or my website. Well, to make the potential form, it's very similar, except that we have to move down one row to change the u ending syllable into a e ending syllable. Then we can add ru. Let's try with a concrete example, oyogu, to swim. This verb ends with the syllable gu. I look for it in the hiragana chart. Oh, here it is. I moved down one row and changed gu into ge. Then I just have to add ru. Oyogu becomes oyogeru. I'm able to swim. I know how to swim. The good news is that there are no exceptions. However, you have to pay attention to one thing. The verb that we created now ends with ru, and there is a e before. Does it sound familiar? Exactly. At the potential form, it becomes a group 2 verb. So be careful. If you want to conjugate it, you have to take out the ending ru. For example, I don't know how to swim or I can't swim would be oyoge nai, or more politely, oyogemasen. Okay, now you know how to make the potential form of group 1 verbs. Group 2 verbs always end with ru with the e or e ending syllable before, and anytime we want to conjugate a group 2 verb, the ending ru just disappears. To make the potential form, we have to replace it with rareru. I know it's a bit long, but to tell you the truth, Japanese people tend to drop out the ra and just say reru. Just try with neru, to sleep. I take out the ru and put rareru instead. That's it. Neru becomes nerareru, or shorter, nereru. I can sleep. The verb still ends with ru with the e ending syllable before, so nothing to worry about here. It remains a group 2 verb. Okay, we are done with group 2. Moving on to group 3, the two irregular verbs suru, to do, and kuru, to come. Suru becomes a completely different verb, dekiru, to be able to do or to know how to do. Kuru becomes ko, and then we add rareru, just like group 2. Again, a lot of people tend to shorten it to koreru. Now let's have a look at these two verbs. They end with ru, and there is a e or a ending syllable before, so be careful. They will now conjugate as group 2 verbs. Let's practice with unten suru, to drive. Suru is replaced with dekiru, so unten suru becomes unten dekiru. I am able to drive, or I know how to drive. And since it's now a group 2 verb, if you want to put it in the negative form, you have to take out the ending ru. Unten dekinai, or more politely, unten dekimasen. I can't drive, or I don't know how to drive. Okay, we studied all the groups. Let's summarize everything. For group 1, you change the u ending syllable into a e ending syllable by moving down one row. Then you can add ru. For group 2, you just take out the ending ru and replace it with rareru. In group 3, suru becomes dekiru and kuru becomes korareru. Be careful, when a verb is at the potential form, it always ends with ru with the a or e ending syllable before, so that means it becomes a group 2 verb. Okay, now that you know everything you need to know about the potential form, you can kick back and relax. If you need more help with Japanese, check out my website, kanjilink.com.